What's up, NIL DAO YouTube channel? It is your boy, Michael Shamalis. And in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the article that was released called Introducing the NIL version 2, essentially talking about NIL v2. Now, listen, the article is very nice, short, sweet, detailed, but I know there's a couple of us that don't like reading. Frankly, I'm one of them, right? But I took the bullet for all of us. I took one for the team. All right. I took one for the team. I read through it. And now I'm going to give you the video version so you can get your information. I'm going to do that for you. Ready? Okay, let's go. So introducing NIL v2. NIL's ambitions to become the operating system of the creator economy. Driven by vision, NIL V1 offered community-curated marketplace, launchpad, for NFT creators. A core aspect of proposition value being the implementation of an artist liquidity mining program, giving back ownership to creators, right? That's essentially what happened. So, we had 4 creators on the platform, generated over $600,000 in trading volume. The DAO was very happy, but let's look at some strengths and challenges, right? Some of the strengths we had is we were growing the collectors base, right? We were getting a lot of excited collectors joining the Discord. We had generative artist enthusiasm. A lot of artists were reaching out to NIL. A lot of collectors were reaching out to NIL. So it was just a good time. And we implemented a launch pad that was very successful. One of the challenges that we had was, increasing the user base, because there was, between every drop, there was a certain amount of quiet time that the team needed to build, right? It says here, scale performances and improve volumes, right? And this is what V2 fixes. V2 takes everything to a whole autonomous level, right? It says here, NFT businesses are mostly split between content creation and tooling development. In its current state, NIL is closer to a content creator than a technical stack. And right, if you watched our last week episode on the podcast where I interviewed Theo, that is the goal of NIL, right? A large amount of time has been put behind each drop's personalization, creating inefficient development resources. As much as this strengthens the Launchpad stack, this has created inactivity between drops while dramatically increasing the technical risk associated with each release, right? So, like I said, we had 4 creators drop on NIL, and each drop had a lot of excitement. But the problem is the time it took between each drop was a large amount of time, and it was very inefficient, right? It's not scalable. So this system, closer to a studio, is neither scalable nor close to the vision of becoming an operating system. Remember, what's the goal? To become the operating system of the creator economy, of the metaverse, right? So using these early learnings as starting point, NIL v2 will serve as a scalable, fully autonomous structure. So let's talk about v2. So V2 objectives is to be an autonomous platform ready to scale and generates revenues. And we're going to talk about how that's going to be accomplished. Inspired by the vision to offer metaverse tribes an operating system on which they perform transactional social interactions, contributors are conscious that short-term focus leads to long-term victory. Basically, short, quick wins. That's what we're looking at right now. And this is a great example. As much as Amazon started by selling books, we're choosing to focus on generative art. All right, V2 is going to focus on gen art. And the reason being is we're going to focus on gen art, very niche community. We're going to build, learn from the mistakes we make, logistics, all that stuff gets figured out. And then once we've mastered and, taken over the gen art space, then we'll expand to different forms of art, even games, right? So it says here, in fact, we've identified 3 opportunities to leverage: clear interest in generative artists, tight end community, and then desire for gen art focused marketplace on the Ethereum ecosystem. So let's talk about product. The Launchpad, right, which is, in my opinion, very, very exciting because NIL is developing a Launchpad with distribution mechanisms, offering creators freedom over their launch design. It's fully automated, and the artist has the option to set collection number of items, mint price, drop date. To increase users' numbers and recurrence, the Launchpad will be permissionless, welcoming all generative art enthusiasts. So it's going to be super fun. Anyone can launch on NIL. We love to see it. This is decentralization. There will be a reporting feature. So if someone is, say, copying someone's art, there's some clear ripping off of another artist, there will be a reporting feature where users can signal if the drop does not respect NIL's ethos, which is don't be a copycat, bro or sis. We don't like copycats. Says here that note that artists using NIL Launchpad will not generate VNIL as originally designed for NIL cohort creators in version 1, which was the curation sequence, right? Instead, artists launching via the NIL Launchpad will benefit from permissionless, granular distribution options, collectors' reach, and smart contract security, which will ensure growth on an individual level as well as scale the ecosystem and our community as a whole. What's pretty awesome though is once V2 is deployed, our focus will widen to include development of the NIL cohort creator sequence feature in addition to improving the launchpad. So once the launchpad has like the first version of the launchpad is released, there will be further updates and features that will be added onto it. Future cohort members will have access to VNIL minting as implemented in V1. Now, my favorite part, let's talk marketplace. We conceive NIL as an ecosystem offering services from mint to NFT trading, right? So we're developing a launchpad and a marketplace that will unlock product synergies as much as great experiences for collectors and creators. Now, the marketplace will initially be minimalist, offering the essential features associated with NFT trading. The main focus is UX, like baby got to look good, baby got to move smooth. So this is the main focus that the team is focused on. And shout out to both the marketplace and launchpad team. They're killing it. They're killing it. I'm sure we've shared earlier designs on our Twitter. If you haven't followed, make sure to follow. And it's looking fantastic. And it says here at V2 release, solely the arts dropped on NIL will be supported on the marketplace, making the product a laboratory on which the DAO can innovate before scaling activities to broader collections, which makes sense, of course. Now let's talk about the tokenomics revision. NIP 08 was voted on, and people wanted this tokenomics revision to pass. So essentially what's going to happen is NIL will be the base currency of the platform. So you will be using NIL as the base currency to mint on the platform. 0% fee for minting using NIL. There will be a fee if you want to use Ethereum. Ethereum is allowed. And then, fees regarding secondary market are to be announced, to be determined, and secondary listing available in NIL or ETH. Right? Fee capture controlled by token holders. This is all exciting. The fees generated by the DAO will be placed in a DAO SIG governed by NIL and VNIL holders. The NIL Stador VNIL Tantric distribution, which is the crazy hiring initiative we did, will keep on running on a regular basis to welcome new participants and reward past contributors. Now, liquidity, we understand that liquidity is an issue right now for NIL, and we will be doing two things to fix this. We'll do liquidity gamification, and liquidity is a currency. Essentially, liquidity providers will have early access to free mints, special collections, and other advantages. More information will come on this soon, but best believe the liquidity issue will be fixed. Chain scalability. In our last week Twitter space, someone said that they were born on L2. Right? That L1 gas fees just make no sense to them. And that really stuck with me for a while. And the team has been, talking about this, and we're painfully aware of the issues of L1, which is why in due time, more information will be released, but you can expect V2 to tackle the gas problem at its core. So some closing thoughts. Our primary goal is to always strengthen the creator economy. NIL's vision with V2 is to give builders, artists, hackers, and everyone else involved in the community the tools they need to succeed. We are focusing on short-term wins to deliver while maintaining the long-term vision as a cap, not only to disrupt how the ecosystem works, but to change creators' lives. As Theo always says, let's freaking go. I don't cuss, so that's why I say freaking. But that is pretty much it for this video, guys. If you haven't already, check out our website. Very beautiful design website. If you're not in the Discord, join the Discord, link in the description. And if you're not following us on Twitter, make sure to follow us on Twitter. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the NIL Discord. Bye-bye.